Hi, welcome back to my programs again. This is Mark Pubate. Um, if you are an expert, a veteran Mac user or something, you can just turn it off right now because I'm going to do very, very boring review. Okay? But if you are probably a college student or you are a PC user and you want to switch to Mac for the first time, I think this may be the greatest clip you have ever seen in your life because I've been working for Mac store for 7 years. Sometimes I got customers came to my stores and they asked me, okay, they've been using PC all their life and they want to start using a Mac. Which laptop should they pick for the first time? And at a glance, they would stare at the MacBook White or the 13-inch MacBook Pro. So today I'm going to unveil all the secret about how to choose between these two, because there might be some things beyond your knowledgeable, beyond the things that you knew. Okay? And Apple doesn't say about this at all. Well, firstly, as we knew, the MacBook White doesn't have the 5-wire 800 port. This is the primary point. This is the primary difference between MacBook Pros and MacBook White. 5-wire 800 ports allow you to transfer video files or large files up to 3 times faster than USB. I mean USB 2.0, not the USB 3. Okay? And secondly, please be aware of one thing. If you want to be you're going to do like presentation, or if you want to be able to control your Mac from across the rooms using the Apple remote, the MacBook White, the new MacBook White 2010 doesn't have infrared receiver. So the thing is, this is very important and few people are aware of this. They don't know. The MacBook White cannot be used with the Apple remote. You have to buy the MacBook Pro. Okay? The MacBook Pro has the illuminated keyboard that glows in the dark. It has the, of course, ambient light sensors for the screen. This sensor will adjust the brightness of the screen automatically. Okay, every time we dim the ambient lights in the rooms, which is very comfortable. And lastly, it has the SD card slot. It's SD card reader. Okay, but the SD card readers on the Mac Pro is not very important because even though you go for the MacBook White, we can buy any cheap external USB universal card readers anyway. So these are all we pretty knows about the difference between the two models, MacBook White or MacBook Pro 13-inch. But there might be something beyond that that we never know. Firstly, believe it or not, even the graphic cards as shown on the Apple websites, it say things like, well, NVIDIA GeForce 320, right? On board. You know what? The speed is different. I have tested with a number of games like Resident Evil 5, PES, Windows 11, Street Fighter 4, Call of Duty. I have seen dramatically change in terms of the, it's called bit rate per second. Okay, the frame rate per second. The MacBook Pro 13 is faster, even though it's the same graphic. I don't know why, but it's truly faster. And secondly, the optical drive for the MacBook Pro 13-inch, how come it's faster than the MacBook White? It's truly faster and more stable. Okay, so for me personally, the thing is, if you don't go for the MacBook Pro, I think the only thing you will get is you won't get the electrical shock or the electrical stats. That might be really annoying, but you can buy the Moshi palm guard, the sticker to put on. Okay, on the palm guard, you can buy something of that kind. So the conclusion to summarize should be, I'm sorry to say things like, nowadays the MacBook White may not be a great value at all compared to the things that you have to lose, because the MacBook White is slightly cheaper than the MacBook Pro, but you can see that the MacBook Pro has more RAMs, up to 4 gigs, whereas the white has only 2 gigs of RAM. MacBook Pro 13-inch allows to increase the RAM up to 8 gigabytes, whereas the MacBook White allows you to increase the RAM up to only 4. Okay, so I think you will get something from my clips, at least only 2 points. Firstly, don't trust the specification as shown on the website. Don't trust any of those. Okay, because I have tried with a number of MacBook Whites and MacBook Pro, and they're almost pretty much the same results. The graphic cards of the MacBook Pro is faster than the MacBook White, even though I have increased the RAM for the White. The White could not catch up. And secondly, the optical drive for the Pro is much more stable and slightly faster. When I want to write something, exactly the same file, exactly the same capacity, the MacBook Pro's optical drive, the double layer drive, is much faster. I don't know why. Whom should I ask for? But I'm a white guy. For all I know is I just knew the result because I eat and sleep and I have sex with my Mac. That's it. So if you want to buy a Mac, I would suggest to buy the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Okay? And lastly, please be aware of one thing, because lots of people tend to forget. You know what? Before you buy a Mac, you ask yourself first, do you really want to use your Mac on the road? You know, the funniest thing on earth I've ever heard and ever seen is lots of people, they bought laptops, they bought MacBooks or MacBook Pros, but they have never taken their Mac out of their living rooms or bedrooms. So what for? At exactly the same amounts of money, if you buy the newest iMac 2010, you got distinct graphic cards from ATI. First time in the history, the Radeon 4670s. So who cares about that? So ask yourself first, okay? Don't do things because the social wanted you to do. Or you've seen someone did that before or bought that things and you want to buy that. It looks cool or something. It's a foolish. Okay? I would suggest, I think nowadays the greatest values Mac, on earth at the moment is the entry levels of the iMac 21.5 inch. Okay? So I hope you enjoy my clips, or you might hate my guts so much, that's fine. But at least I just want to tell you secrets, the things that I've experienced throughout probably a couple of months. I've seen dramatically change in the graphics, in the number of things compared between the MacBook Pro 13 and also the MacBook White. Don't buy the MacBook White, I think it's a piece of trash now. Buy the MacBook Pro. Spend slightly more, I think it's a great value. Because the Mac is not the things that we buy every day. Sometimes it's one in a lifetime. We can use our Mac up to probably 6 to 7 years or 10 years. Thanks for watching and good luck to your Macs. I love you all.